Yes, I guess this is a better way to talk about something which actually it is hitting on everybody's mind or most of the riders' mind. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you are doing absolutely fine. So let's talk about motorcycles. Now, motorcycle, there is a myth actually. There is a myth between all the short riders like me ki for riding a tall motorcycle is not a cup of their cake. But I would rather say you this is a myth, and this is not true that a short rider cannot manage a tall motorcycle, which I feel this is not right. It is all in the mindset. So before we enter into the complete detailing of a motorcycle, so I rather request you to please do like, share, and subscribe this video so that I get motivated to make many of these videos like this. And I would rather say, if you have anybody who's a short rider and has a myth that he cannot ride a taller motorcycle, so please do share this video. This might help him to understand what is all about motorcycling and how to handle a motorcycle being a short rider. Like me, I am just 5'5", or rather I would say 5'4", or maybe 5.4 to 5.5 in between. Depends upon the number, depends upon the riding boot which I'm wearing. So, short riders. So, if you think we as a human being, we are not born as do like animals. So there's a difference between an animal and a human being. Now, animals, they are actually born intelligent. They know how to swim. We don't teach them anything, right? So we don't teach an animal how to eat. We don't teach an animal how to swim. We don't teach an animal how to search their livelihood, how to search their food or anything else. But for a human being, it's slightly different. Rather, I would say is a big difference between an animal and a human being. That's why we call ourselves as human beings. For example, we cannot do anything of our own. When we were a child, I'm sure about it, our parents would have actually taught us how to read, write, eat, sleep, anything. If my parents would have not made me understand how to sleep at the right time, I would have not slept at the right time as of now. If my parents would have not shown me how to eat the right food, I would have not eaten the right food. That's why there was a story in our childhood days which was called Mowgli, and Mowgli was a human being, and he was actually in the jungle with the animals and behaving like animals. So that was a interesting story from where I am coming off. So these kind of mindset is actually, we need to understand what are the technical skills of a short rider, why they cannot ride a bigger motorcycle, or why a short rider, because something, if you don't do, you would be missing the rest of your life. So let me explain it how. And to my understanding, and to me, for a short rider with a tall motorcycle is a certain number of skills which needs to be understood or attributed when you're riding a taller motorcycle. And and that's actually is all about the discussion of this, because see, if you miss something in this earth, you are actually living it. It is all about, what I mean to say is, it's all about the mindset of a short motorcycle, of a short rider who rides a tall motorcycle. Trust me, it is nothing that we human beings cannot do it. You just think about people who are short, are much more shorter than me. I have seen they ride a motorcycle which is much more above 200 bhp, and adventure tourists in India or abroad are all within that same stature, which is somewhere around 150 bhp to 200 bhp. So when we talk about a short rider can be as short as 5 feet, and a tall rider can actually be as tall as 6 feet, or 6 feet 2 inches, 3 inches. Now, a person like me, I would always rather give my example, because I am a very short rider. To me, a tall motorcycle was really impossible. If I give you an example of my life, when I purchased my first a kind of uh, a bigger motorcycle which was around 400 cc, which is called KTM Duke. The Duke saddle height was 840 mm. Now, the weight of the vehicle was not that I couldn't manage it, but the height of the vehicle was so much that it was nearly impossible for me to ride a KTM Duke 390cc. Now 840 mm, I actually literally gave up. You know, it's all about a mindset. When a person gives up something, see, just giving up something is not the solution of life, because you give up today. It is all about motorcycle. I would say when it comes to studies, when it comes to job, you really cannot give up anything which you want to give up in life. So every day is a challenge in within itself. Let it be for animal, let it be for a human being. I would rather talk for a human being. Challenging is the only thing which somebody can overcome, and for me, challenging is the one biggest plus point of a human being, that why I cannot do this. This word is very important. Let it be studies, let it be job, let it be anything, and let it be a motorcycling like me. Now, when I purchased the KTM Duke 390, I also felt the same way, that oh my god, this is a very tall bike, because I came from a Pulsar 200cc. So 200cc Pulsar was somewhere around 770, 780 mm saddle height, which was okay with me. One, when it came to 840, I felt no. But that motorcycle, I have driven somewhere around 35,000 kilometers all across India. It is all, I would again say, it's all about a mindset. That motorcycle have taken me to extreme off-roads, and extreme off-roads. Yes, I would rather say yes, I had problems. Now, that's why I have said the word skill on my earlier few lines. So, skill is very important. Now, when I sold my Duke, because I wanted to buy a bigger bike, which was a 800cc, a Triumph Tiger, I said, no, I cannot do this. I was actually scared to give a test drive of that bike. The reason was very simple. कि क्या मैं उस बाइक के ऊपर बैठ पाऊंगा. That was a very simple thing. क्या मैं उस बाइक को हैंडल कर पाऊंगा with my wrist, with my physique, and with my height. Can I manage the bike? Which was a very important thing for me, which I felt was my mind barrier. Now I was actually seeing these bikes in YouTube's, and many of this YouTuber who, and everybody was a tall rider. So I literally gave up buying a Triumph Tiger. But somehow, as I said you, we should not give up. So I never gave up, and I started figuring out, reading magazines, how a short rider can really buy a tall riding bike. Now, when you're talking about the adventure tourer are equipped to make the ground clearance as low as they can be, and without disturbing the center of gravity of the bike. Now, when I purchased the Triumph Tiger, it was XCX 800, and XCX was the top of the line, and top of the line was a adventure. See, now Triumph Tiger was denoted by the adventure and a street. I would say, not a street, a kind of tourer and adventure. But fortunately, unfortunately, I landed up buying the bike which was tallest of all, and the saddle height was 865 mm. When literally I was standing beside the bike, the handlebar was almost touching my head when I saw the bike, and I felt, oh my god, I cannot ride this. This is impossible. Even if I manage to do it, the weight of the bike, how do I manage it? So I drove the Triumph Tiger for almost around 2.5 years, and I never faced any difficulty. There are two, three things which you really need to understand before buying a tall motorcycle, or before giving up yourself and saying, no, I cannot do with a tall motorcycle. Number one, the Triumph Tiger XCX is the top of the line, and it is as tall as 865 mm. 800, yeah, 865 mm. And see, when it comes to biking, then when I took the bike, somehow I rode it and came back home with a tiptoeing and all those things. with I had a riding boot. I didn't wear a riding boot, so I was wearing a normal boot. I went to buy that bike. Then I felt, yeah, tiptoeing karke. Somehow I managed to come back home, and then I started experimenting. I removed my set. I read some magazines. I went to YouTube, and YouTube is the best platform to understand what exactly is are you looking for it. So there is a lowering seat height. So seat you can lower. There is a manual ratchet where you can actually um, lower the seat height to around 10 to 15 mm. Now that was not enough for me. The bike came to 850 mm, which was again taller than a Duke, which was almost 50% heavier than a Duke. Now what happened is that then I started once again talking with my friends and then talking with people who have got Triumph Tiger. Then I came to know there is a suspension lowering kit where you can actually lower your suspension. Without thinking anything, I immediately purchased the lowering kit and went to one of the bike shop and said, "Yeah, suspension ko lower kar do." So I lowered the suspension and the bike height was 825 mm. That was superb. Now 825 mm was not as short as I was thinking because the weight of the bike was very heavy. So now why I have mentioned skills. So before, when you are actually riding, all you need to do is you open your brain, open your ears, open your mind and try to understand where am I stopping. For example, let me give an example, very short example. For example, from your house to your office is somewhere around 10 kilometers. Now within that 10 kilometers, you know there are 10 uh, 10 red light signals where you need to stop. Now for example, you have a very bad bad mm, luck that itself your all 10 red signals were actually red and you had to tiptoe your bike. Now when you're stopping your bike, all you need to do is that understand where are you parking your bike, where you're halting your bike. So before you halt, your mind has to be very reflective and you have to actually one side tow yourself down and braking and brake the bike in such a way that you don't fall. So in most of the roads you will find one side the road is slanted, one side is slightly up, or one side you have got something where you feel your left leg or your right leg can be actually grounded on the ground and the other foot is on the side foot peg. So all these are skills which I feel if you keep learning, if you keep riding daily regular basis, you will understand where to halt the bike, how to halt the bike, and braking plays a very important role. For example, suddenly you brake and you don't put your leg down, you will fall. So suddenly you don't brake and you want to put your foot down, you will apparently hit somebody and fall down. And trust me, even as tall as 6 feet 2 inches and a well built stocky well built guy cannot hold a bike if the bike is unbalanced from for him. Bike will tend to fall. You cannot hold a bike because of that. For example, I will tell you, when you were riding a cycle in your earlier days of your childhood, the cycle weight was actually heavy for you. Now the motorcycle weight is as heavy for you. You are apparently not using your muscle power to push the bike or pull the bike. You're apparently using your skills to ride the bike. So that's what I'm trying to say. What giving up in life is not a solution. So you need to understand what are the things you're giving up, why you are giving up, and why should you give up. So these 3 4 factors actually changes your life, and you can ride a tall motorcycle without hesitating. Now when I purchased a BMW, I went to the showroom. The BMW height is 875 mm, which is actually super taller than me. Now BMW has got two options, which is called a lowering seat and a normal seat. So lowering seat, after putting the lowering seat, the height of the bike is still 855 mm. So 20 mm I reduced down and I'm using my skills. I'll show you the bike because I will end the video by actually practically showing you the difficulties I face, or maybe the positive thing I face while riding this bike. Now in a BMW, you have something called electronically adjusting the seat, which is not there in Triumph Tiger, or maybe it is available in some other super bikes. Now a BMW has this feature where you can have a single rider, a pillion rider, with luggage, without luggage, dynamic mode, road mode. So for me, with a lowering set kit, with a road mode, with a single pillion rider mode, I feel somehow I'm managing. And remember, I said shoes right in the beginning. So you need to buy a shoe, you need to choose a shoe which is actually giving you a good toe and a good grip. So that is very important when you're riding a motorcycle. And this is how you develop your skills, and this everything comes with experience. So I would suggest you guys, please do not hold your mind saying that I cannot ride this. Everybody in this world, whatever shot, whatever height, whatever God has given you the height, is just all your mindset. Mind, don't block your mind saying that, oh my God, I cannot ride this motorcycle. A person like me on his bike 390 can ride a motorcycle as short as 5 feet 4 inches, ride a motorcycle of BMW. You can do it. So let's not put our mind barriers into it and start riding a motorcycle which is actually a capable bike. That means you will see the world in your own eyes with your own motorcycle. Well, tiptoeing on this motorcycle is actually, if you see my bike, if I try to stand with the bike, see the height of this bike, right? It is actually hiding my face. But yes, there are few things which actually will help you to uh, ride this motorcycle without any hesitation, without any issues. I'll show you one by one what are the factors. Now when it comes to a bike of this size, and a person like me which is actually having a short height, so for him the first major thing is to that hopping onto the bike. So hopping onto the bike, always try to put your handle either on the left side. It is always better on the left side, not on the right side, because at times what happens is that if the road condition is not favorable, not straight like as this, the bike might fall down on the other side, which no tall rider can handle. The first thing, hopping on the bike. The hopping on the bike is like a hopping right on a horse. So this is the way how you hop into the bike and then make the bike straight like this. Now a person like me, as I said you, I am actually tiptoeing. For tiptoeing and even riding, wearing a riding boot, I am tiptoeing it. So you can understand the height of this bike. Even after reducing the height of the bike, it is actually 855 mm. Now when you're riding it, it is always better which side you are comfortable. If you're comfortable, so once when you're halting on a traffic signal or on a traffic, try to actually take your complete foot down on this side and take the brake on your right foot, and your right hand is always on the handbrake. So this is a way where you can halt the bike. For me, I am actually comfortable doing this way rather doing the other way around. So this is actually a way where I feel, yeah, it is I can manage the bike and handle the bike. And if you are tiptoeing, try to actually do either on your left side, on your right side. जैसे जैसे road आएगा वैसे वैसे you have to actually manage the height of the bike. And when you're parking a bike, remember on adventure motorcycle, the engine weight of is actually on the front. So it is always easy to push the bike, rather pull the bike of my height. So see, I am actually tiptoeing, even wearing a boot of Ozaro. And yeah, I am actually looking for buying another boot which has got a better heel, so that will obviously give me a different structure or different performance. But as of now with this board, I am comfortable increasing my left leg onto the foot peg and right leg on the floor. This will actually give me immense number of comfortability or immense number of assurance that I will not fall down from the bike. And whenever you want to come down of the bike, always try to put it like this, the side stand, and you fall the bike like this, put the handle like this, and hop down like a horse. So that's as simple, as easy as riding a bike like this. So it is all about a mindset. And don't block your mind, guys. I would rather say don't block your mind, because adventure bike is always to adventure. And if you just imagine, if you leave this, then what major thing of your life you're missing. So anyway, I will now next show you, there are two seat heights which I wanted to do. Yes, a short rider like me, 5 feet 4 inches, can do this. A seat height of a BMW is actually 875 mm, which is like this. So I have purchased a lowering seat which actually lowers the bike to 855 mm, which is also a very high. And there is a function on the bike where I can increase the suspension. See, I put it on the road mode, I can put in a dynamic, the bike height will automatically increase. And even if I put dynamic and then add on to the rider, engine inactive, so I need to crank my engine and can do it. And yes, if I just want to do it and it goes to road mode, I'll leave the bike onto the road mode, because without cranking the engine, the suspension will not rise. This is the feature where the suspension rises up and rises you down. So anyway, over to the last episode of this video, and I feel a person like me can ride this bike, even you guys can ride this bike. Not only this bike, any adventure bike of the same size. Now I will show you the major difference of this seat. This seat actually came from the factory. The original seat came from the factory. So let me hop onto this bike and I'll show you the difference, why I always talk about a lowering seat kit. Now this is how I am tiptoeing on the company factory fitted seat which came from the factory. And now the seat height is 880 mm, which is very high for me. Now after putting the lowering seat kit, definitely there is a difference. I'll show you the difference how. So this is actually on the road mode and it is on the lowest platform level of the suspension height. If I increase the suspension, my legs would be up on the air and the bike will fall down. So let me change the seat and show you exactly the major difference, why a short rider, how a short rider can actually enjoy riding a bike by simply changing few things in life. So can you see the difference? So there is a big difference actually of the seat and this seat. This seat actually costed me a bomb of around 37,000 rupees. But yes, this seat has actually changed my life. Let me put the seat and show you how does it feel when I'm sitting on this. Can you actually feel the major difference of this, right? This is also from a BMW, this came with the factory, and this is I had to purchase it separately from the BMW itself. Can you see a major difference when I'm sitting on this bike with a lowering set kit? So this is why I always say some tweaks, some changes in life can make you understand and make you ride a taller motorcycle, as I do with a 5 foot 4 inches. And with this, we come to an end of this series, and I guess you have understood what is the difference between a short rider and a long rider. Please don't block your mind saying that I cannot ride a motorcycle which is of a tall height. So yes, if I can do it of my height, you guys can do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this video a like and do subscribe to my channel. With that said, Raj signing off. Do take care. God bless you. Bye-bye. I'll see you soon on a brand new day, on a brand new episode. Until then, bye-bye. Take care. Good night. Live your life. Live your dreams. And I'll see you on the next video.